Hello there, boys and girls, and all of those in between. My name is Maliena Bitchcock.
Hello there, boys and girls, and everyone in between. My name is Slutashia, and welcome to the Freaky Friday episode of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. Now, normally this is an amazing show where Maliena interviews amazing performers from all over, but today we're switching it up for the Freaky Friday episode. One of Maliena's past guests, will be interviewing her, getting all the tea, giving her what she deserves after she's done 49 interviews so far. This is her 50th episode. Please give it up for the queen that brought us all here. It's been entertaining us during quarantine, Maliena Bitchcock.
Hey, queen. How are you doing, girl?
Oh, good, girl. 50 episodes, Maliena. How does it feel to have 50 episodes?
Completely unreal. The fact that this started in March as just like a social experiment, just for something to do and to still have that outlet to drag, and the fact that it's still going.
Right? And you've put in countless hours. Just painting your face for each episode takes, what, four to 5 hours, maybe, probably closer to 4. But that's just the painting, the research, you put so much work into this. I just want to say thank you from myself and the community for all this. How does it feel to see so much support for the show?
It's been really amazing and very humbling because, again, it's a weird little platform that I created in my bedroom with a sequin curtain, and I didn't expect for it to blow up like it has. And like you said, so much work goes into this. Like every single day that I have to plan these, I do a pre-interview the night before. I spend hours upon hours writing cue cards the morning of an interview. And like you said, it takes forever to make me look this pretty.
But you know what? It's worth it because you look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous tonight, by the way. I just want to say, gorgeous.
Aw, thanks.
Maliena, is it true that Bitch Talk with Bitchcock started years ago on a popular radio show?
So yeah, back in the day, when I was actually dabbling in the burlesque world, I was doing a show with someone named Bloody F Mess. Hey, honey. And he had a radio show called The Church of Rock. And they asked me to be that loud, over-the-top drag queen that comes in every week and just, I don't know, does something crazy. And I was able to interview a few drag queens. Like, I actually got the privilege to interview Peaches Christ, which is my legend.
Oh,
like
wow.
My icon. And I also got to interview the Caravan of Glam, but it kind of became more of like an over-the-top, crude drag queen like skit every week. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy how it's evolved because it took a break for several years after that show ended. And here we are now in the dark times, and we have this fantastic ray of light.
Yes, the dark times. We can definitely call it the dark times. What made you bring the show back during this dark time, the quarantine? What made you bring it back?
Well, to be honest, girl, I am a child of the 80s and 90s. So I grew up on fabulous people like Jessie Raphael and Ricky Lake and all those fantastic talk show hosts that really just knew how to keep it real. And let's just talk how it is. I saw that. I'm like, I want to do that. It looks so much fun. I want people to look at me and listen to me and think I'm important. And when quarantine happened, it sucked because I had 6 months of shows planned on the calendar, and in 2 days, those 6 months were canceled. And it sucked. It hit my finances. It hit my mental stability because drag is such a big outlet for me. Right. And I knew I needed to do something because there was no way I was going to sit in this house playing video games and watching movies the whole time. I needed something to keep me busy. Yeah. And when I originally did this, I was hoping create a good outlet, maybe I'll get 10 episodes and then we'll fizzle out and go back into reality.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, the fact that we're here on episode 50 blows my mind, because the fact that everyone loves this show, I've had so many messages for people that, can I be on your show? How do I get on here? What do you do? And so many people that want to support this. It makes me very humble, because I just want to say thank you, because this is just a little idea that I had during these dark times to maybe bring a little entertainment where people who are stressed out, stuck at home, and here we are months later, and in September going on season 2.
Right? Maliena, did you think that after all these interviews and everything that you would take a break like you are going to and then come back with a season 2? Did you even anticipate having a season 1 and a season 2?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of this is winged. I'm a one-woman show, and when it happened, I said I'll go for a while. I'll see what happens. I'll wear myself out. And when I first started, I was doing this 3 times a week, interviewing 3 people every week. And now I'm doing it twice a week, which is great. But Maliena's a little tired, and Maliena needs to take a break, go on vacation, refresh, maybe go suck some dick or something, and really take some time for Jamie, the guy underneath all the glitz and glamour, because I think a lot of my life for a very long time, and this is something that I'm kind of coming to terms with during quarantine, has been focused on Maliena. Yeah. And it's all about Maliena, that fucking stubborn bitch. And I'm trying to make time to still give Maliena her limelight, otherwise she'll kill me. But I'm also trying to find time for Jamie.
Right, and you have to. You got to take care of yourself. Otherwise, your persona isn't going to shine as bright as it does. So I'm so excited for season 2 coming up in September. Season 1 has been a banger. Tonight we're gonna end the season, the 50th episode, and we're gonna dive in all Maliena Bitchcock. I want to start from the beginning, baby.
Oh,
when were you first exposed to drag?
Well, I mean, I've thought about this a lot, because I ask these kind of questions to my guests, and I think about my first exposures being like the Flintstones and Bugs Bunny, because that was my true first exposure to drag. But I'm also going to go beyond the typical answer, which is those cartoons. And there was a movie my mom used to love. I believe it was filmed in the 80s, and it was called Tootsie. And it was about a gentleman who basically dressed up as a businesswoman to get ahead. And I remember like, wait, you can do that? Wait, mom, is that something you can do? And she's like, no. And I'm like, yes. And so those kind of things were my first exposure. And of course, the typical answer, Tu Wong Fu, RuPaul lowering from the ceiling, Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes, all driving in the car, being pretty. Those kind of impacts were what I noticed.
Yeah, what was it about those people and those moments that really got you attracted to drag? Like, what was it about drag that really drew you to it?
Well, before drag was actually a part of my life, I was obsessed with fashion. So clothing and Barbie dolls and anything where I could create a look. And when I discovered what drag was, it's like, oh, it's my ultimate dream. I have to do that. And I was very young when I knew what drag was. I mean, I felt like I've known what drag was since I was 6 years old. And I remember looking at my dad one time when he asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And he's like, you want to be a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor? And I'm like, I want to be a drag queen. I want to be one of the beautiful women that we've seen on the TV. And he's like, no. No. But, I'm happy I did it, because it was something I've always wanted to be, was a theatrical character. I mean, I honestly thought I was going to either probably get a job in the theater industry or become an actual clown. I mean, I guess I kind of did become a clown, but those were kind of what I thought was going to happen. And I'm so happy that I discovered drag, because I'm going to tell you this right now, Slutashia, I probably would not be alive today if Maliena was not discovered.
I 100% believe you, because drag as an outlet for not just you, but so many people is, it's their passion, it's their way to get all their feelings out. So it makes 100% sense. Now, you said 6 years old is when you remember getting exposed to drag a little bit, but what age did you start actually dabbling and actually dressing up?
I mean, in public, or like when did I actually really start playing with the dresses and stuff?
I would say let's what about playing with the dresses behind the scenes? When did you start doing that?
I was a bedroom queen, and I was like a lot of these younger kids that talk about it these days on the show, where I was in my bedroom. I would usually go to this thrift store, and I would usually I was with my mom, so I couldn't get her to buy me these dresses, so I would shoplift them, and and I would get these little short shorts or a little tube top, and I would totally just dress up in my bedroom. But of course, I'm throwing chairs against the door and trying to bolt it shut so my dad and mom don't come in and be like, ah! But I definitely started dabbling, like I think most people did who were familiar what drag was, and kind of did it behind the scenes because they knew it ultimately wasn't accepted back then.
Yeah. So when did you start actually doing it in public and actually going out kind of as a performer?
Well, sadly, I was part of a group when I started coming out, and I moved away from my parents about 21. It's a group called Not Straight, Not Sure. It evolved into an organization called the Lotus Rising Project organization, which I was a founder of. And basically, it was a group for all age kids from, I believe, 13 to 24. And it was for people who weren't sure about their sexuality, their gender identity, who didn't have support at home. And it was basically so you had people of the same youth range to talk to about your issues. And with that group, we started putting on events. And I got named the event coordinator, which, oh my God, can you only imagine? And I started putting on something called prom. And there was this gay prom that we put on every year. I did Brokeback Prom, Back to the Gaties, Cirque du Soleil, and yeah, these were the names of the events. And
we need to bring those back. Those are good names. I like those names.
They were great. And I would create, which she wasn't Maliena back then, but I would get in drag, and her name was Melandra LaFay. Oh my God, don't tell Monique. But her name was Melandra LaFay, and she thought she was fierce, but she was a busted little white trash bitch. And she was, girl, she was some trailer park girl back then.
I'm sure she was still really fun. I'm sure she was still super fun.
Sure.
So if you weren't Maliena back then you eventually became Maliena. How did you choose Maliena Bitchcock? Because that's a very bold name.
Well, when I finally, because I've lived in some of you may not know, I was born and raised in Medford, Oregon. I recently transported here to Eugene just a few years ago, but basically it was hard, especially being gay out in Medford, because I mean, it's scary out there. And I knew I wanted to do drag, I just didn't know how to do it. And I saw a poster that was hanging up at one of our costume shops, and it was for a Hispanic troupe of drag queens that met every week at the local Mexican nightclub. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, these bitches are beautiful. They weren't really beautiful, but I thought they were back then. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to be part of this. I have to do this. And so I went and auditioned, and I was their big token white girl, as they called me. And because they would do a lot of Hispanic performances in Spanish, and then they'd bring me out to do Lady Gaga and Madonna.
Ooh.
And it was fun, but then I realized I needed to create a character because it was in those beginning stages of where you don't just do an impersonation of a celebrity, you want to have a drag persona. And I was like, well, I don't like Melandra. Melandra's blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to pick another name from a story that I wrote in my teens called The Heart of a Genie. And she was basically a princess assassin named Maliena.
Ooh.
And I was like, I need Maliena. Maleena's fabulous. It's exotic. It's cute. It rolls off your tongue. It's easy to say. At least I thought it was easy to say. I can't count the times you bitches have said my name wrong. But Maliena kind of rolled out, and I'm still Maliena LaFay for a minute. I'm like, LaFay's kind of boring. What do I do? I need to change it. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just generic. I needed something that was more Maliena.
Very, very genetic. LaFay's very generic.
Yeah. And don't you get me in trouble, young lady. But no, I was working at Harry and David back then, and I can tell you the very moment it happened. I was scrubbing dishes as a dishwasher, and I'm thinking, because it's very lonely and horrible back there. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I love horror films. My icons, Alfred Hitchcock. I'm like, I'm not going to go be Alfreda Hitchcock because that's weird. And I'm like, but I like Hitchcock, but how do you make it fun? I'm like, Hitchcock, Dickcock, Bitchcock. I'm like, wait, what? Bitchcock. And it was literally like an imaginary, like shiny lights, glitter, and fireworks, and the words like showed up, and it was just like Bitchcock.
Yes, it just all connected. It just all connected together, and just it seemed right.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it was not easy. The moment she was born, everyone was against her. Your name is crude. Your name is inappropriate. You shouldn't have that name. And I got that constantly. In fact, for posters or announcements, people would refuse to say my name.
Mm.
And it's just like, bitch, it's not that bad. They say bitch on primetime TV, and cock is in most people's last name, Glasscock or all those things. So it's like, get over it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I love it. Bitchcock it rings really well. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maliena, can you, in 3 words, describe your drag persona?
Oh, God. Crazy, seductive, and delusional.
We're all a little delusional. I mean, come on. We're drag queens. We got to be a little delusional with a big ego. That's what a drag queen is, okay?
I thankfully have. I hate to say, I do get inside my head and think, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not, sexy enough. But I know who I am, and I've never. Once I get to that point where I'm like, this is Maliena, I get to that point where I'm just like, fuck the rest of you.
Right? Fuck them.
And if you don't like it, you can take that complaint and shove it right in my booty.
Oh my gosh. Are you wearing the big boobs tonight?
No, girl. Those things I wore, yes, so can I spill some tea, Slutashia?
Please.
So I had an interview with Chastity last night, but I still had to do a pre-interview with Slutashia. And I'm like, she didn't answer the first phone call, so I'm like, I'm going to go put on my breastplate and be funny with her. And I put on my big breastplate with this little lace top and this like Angelica Houston wig, which was actually really cute on me. But like, I'm going to tell you, Slutashia, the moment we got done and I went to take that thing off, it was like a whole river spouted out of my chest because like all this water spilled out from under it. I'm like, was I really sweating that much?
Oh my God.
So I just decided to go do my good old-fashioned Nerf balls.
I got my Nerfs on too. My Nerfs are looking good today. I love them. Maliena. All right, yeah. I want to ask you this. Do you put yourself in a category? Like, I might put you in a comedy queen category, but do you put yourself in a category?
I mean, if I have to, I'm definitely a campy comedy queen. That's probably where I feel the most comfortable, because even when I'm uncomfortable, I'll make a joke about it. It's just who I am. But I have to be honest, I'm more than a comedy queen. Yes, I am a comedy queen, but I'm also a chameleon. I'm a glamour queen. I have a very dark side. I mean, I love horror films. So Maliena definitely has a dark side that she likes to experiment with. Um, but I would say laughter and happiness and colors and glitter. I mean, that kind of side of it. So the comedy, I would say what I'm most attracted to, but I'm definitely a chameleon.
No, you are, because you are so funny and you're so like out there. Like it's your personality is just everything. But you also focus a lot on your fashion. You really put a lot into serving looks as well. Tell us a little bit about your fashion and what type of looks we can expect from Maliena Bitchcock.
Well, my fashion, I feel, is kind of classic drag. I like sequins. I like glitter. I like feathers, but I also like vintage prints. I like those mixture of like the lava lamp colors, and I like vintage styles. So it really just depends. I mean, I even have gotten, I think the more I've gotten thicker, because that quarantine 20 is a real thing, the more I've gotten confident enough to start wearing more revealing clothing, like these bodysuits. And I think I'm definitely one of those queens that loves to wear a good bodysuit, but I also, I don't know. I'm like looking around my closet thinking, I'm just generic. I'm not really anything fancy.
You are not generic at all. Not generic one bit. I mean, I mean, this is a huge thing for the Maliena brand is clownfish. You've described a little bit. You've described your style to be a little bit clownfish. So what does that mean exactly?
Well, back in the day, when everyone was calling themselves fish, it's no longer appropriate to do that anymore because it's actually rude. Um, I remember a lot of those queens that thought they were everything would always look at me side-eyed and like whisper to each other, be like, ugh, and kind of make fun of me. And I figured instead of letting them laugh at me, I'm going to laugh with them and I'm going to embrace who I was, because Maliena's makeup's never going to be perfect. I'm not a makeup artist. I mean, it was such a struggle. I've been doing drag 15 years, pre-drag race, and even pre like YouTube tutorials, where you had to learn everything by the grace of God. And I'm lucky I've gotten so far. It did take me a very long time to start finally getting polished, but I've always kind of described my drag as abstract. We consider ourselves drag artists. Well, there's different artist style, and I just think mine's a little more crazy and abstract, and you just kind of have to squint your eyes to really see the beauty of it. Squint your eyes and see my beauty.
No, we see the beauty from all the way in the back of the fucking room. Okay, that's how we can see the beauty. All right, that face is beat.
How do you miss it for this beauty girl?
Now, out of all those fabulous outfits, and I know you've been shopping a lot during quarantine, baby, because you've been serving different looks for almost every show. Now, do you have a favorite look that's in your closet right now?
Shh, Slutashia! Don't be telling them that I'm getting fancy things. I have to find them for everyone. I do have a lot of favorites but it just kind of depends on different eras. Like one of my favorite gowns that I wear ever is this green ball gown that's off the shoulder and it has gems on it. And I feel like a Disney princess whenever I wear that. But besides that, I think one of my all-time favorites is something I probably, it's not generic bitchcock, but it is one of my all-time favorites, and I wore it for your Zombie Fest show.
Oh, yes.
And what it was a zombie burlesque dancer costume.
Mm.
And yeah, it was like a whole drag skin that looked like I left it out and rotted for 20 days. And then I put that on, and then I put like the generic kind of bra, ruffled panties, a little ruffled gloves, kind of give you some beauty burlesque queen. And I even did a burlesque zombie fan dance that night.
Yeah, no, you killed it in that zombie bodysuit. But you say you're not a makeup artist, but that night you transformed yourself into, you did such amazing fucking zombie makeup. So for you to say you're not a makeup artist is a lie. You are a makeup artist. You can switch it up. You can do this. You can do whatever you want, baby.
Well, honey, that night I'm saying was the grace of God. I tried to recreate it for Bitch Talk, and it was a little crusty for that for Bitch Talk. But you know, that night I literally looked up a picture on Google and said, "This is what I want to do." I was looking at the whole time as I'm painting, and literally the fact that I looked that good still blows my mind.
Yes, you slayed it, baby. All right, let me ask you this: when it comes to a live performance, when Maliena is getting up there to lip sync and shut it down, what can we expect from a Bitchcock performance?
Well, let me tell
The
you.
drama.
Well, you know, honestly, it's unpredictable. I think I asked that question to a lot of girls, and I feel like, as they've always told me, it's a little unfair of a question. The reason is it depends on my mood. And there's times I will go out there and I will give you this heartfelt, inspirational, this is me performance, trying to inspire the whole audience. And then there's others where I'm going to go out with my ass hanging out in a jumpsuit, and I'm gonna like grind my pussy on the most nearest and available man, just because, you know, I might be a clown, but I still got needs.
Oh yes, baby. And I've seen you in action, and you've got quite a bit of needs when you're out there on the hunt.
And Malena's definitely unpredictable. You know, one of my probably most craziest performances was at Thorny, hosted by Miss Bonnie Rose at Spectrum. And they said, we need you to perform Clownfish, your hit single that you wrote for me. And I was like, well, I didn't really bring a costume for it. And that night, I came because it was a slumber party show. I came in my hair in curlers. I had a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. I came in these giant mom glasses and a robe. And I think it was just like generic mom. And I had all these like babies. I'm carrying them, holding my cigarettes. And I think my favorite moment on stage that shocked everyone is I'm singing live and I decide to give birth to one of those babies on stage.
You gave birth on stage?
I did, girl. Like you said, the drama.
Was there a whole bunch of fluid and stuff that came out as well, or did it just come out?
Oh, honey, I'm Dollar Tree budget. I can't afford the fluid.
I mean, I was just thinking that pussy was dry anyway. So,
well, I do love Joan Rivers.
All right. So, is there anything you think separates you from the average drag queen?
I'm nice.
Ooh. That's a pretty good.
I take pride on trying to be a nice queen because I've been bullied my entire fucking life. And I'm not, to this day, I'm still bullied. I mean, people look at me and I don't know if they think I'm an easy target or if they just know I'm different and it makes them feel either insecure about themselves or something, and they just feel the need to tear me down. Now, I've thankfully, dealing with it for 36 years, I've learned not to let it cut me down anymore. And I've learned to pay it forward by basically, when you meet new people, be nice to them. Take some extra effort to be friendly. You know, I've definitely been the queen backstage where someone said, I forgot my wig at home. I have nothing to wear. Took my wig off my head and said, here, put this on. You can wear this. Or I don't have a costume. Well, I brought this spare. Do you want to wear this? It's so much easier to be a nice queen than go out of your way to be bitchy to someone.
Right.
And I want to see that kind of more attitude within the drag scene, because that's how we're going to make our drag scene more strong and more of a family, is having people that we want to be around. And you know, there's a lot of the bitchy attitude. I could be a bitch. I mean, you get me around Kimberly Michelle Westwood, I will read her the house down. But you know, you have to have a relationship with the person you're going to be shady with. You can't just be a bitch all the time.
Right. And you know what? I can attest to you being such a nice, friendly queen, because before I even started drag, I really looked up to you, and I had reached out to you when I produced my first ever show, and I reached out to you to see if you'd be interested in being in the show. And not only did you drove 3 hours to be in it, you were professional, you were nice, you were kind. And ever since then, me and you have worked together and built a friendship over the years. So I want to say thank you for being nice, because a lot of these other motherfucking bitches were not, and they're going to regret it, okay?
Well, you know, I have great memories with you. I mean, I think I was at your very first show, and I think that show we decided to swap wigs. And there's a famous picture out there where I'm in Slutasia's big, like, dready, like, black wig, and she's my little gray braids, and I'm like, it's a cute moment. And then from that moment, I knew you were a star, because you have a lot of ambition and you had a lot of light. And I mean, the fact that that was your first show and you looked that good, I was like, well, I mean, she's already got an idea what drag is. That's good. And I'm actually very grateful for you, because you're unlike some of those other queens. They're like, she's ugly, she's too much, she's a fucking clown, she's so crude. You looked at me and all you ever saw was a star. That, I mean, I get emotional. I'm trying not to cry here. It means the world to me. And I will tell you this. You're loyal to me. I'm loyal to you. Right. And you are willing to be my friend and do anything for me. Why the fuck wouldn't I do the same for you?
And I appreciate that. And I can't wait to see, because this is just the beginning for you, baby. Like, I'm so excited to see where everything goes with you. But I want to know this. Between yourself as a drag queen and your drag persona, and then you're just your normal boy self, is there a big difference?
You know, absolutely. Unlike most of my other guests who say it's just an extension of who they are, yes, it is an extension of who I am as Jamie, but Maliena is a complete character. You have to realize, nothing about Maliena is real, from her titties to her ass to her voice. Oh my God, guys! No, Maliena is a complete fabrication made up of some of the women that I saw, from like Peg Bundy, Elvira, Mimi from the Drew Carey Show, and a few other things that just compiled, because to me, Jamie isn't the most confident person in the world. In fact, he has a very bad case of self-hatred. And I sometimes look in the mirror and think, you're ugly. You're a pile of shit. And the fact that I can have the worst day and I can put on my makeup and my hair, it makes some of that all melt away. And it's like, what the fuck were you listening to that negative voice for? He speaks nothing but lies to you, bitch. Listen to Mama Bitchcock. I will tell you the truth.
Do you think drag has actually given you more confidence in your normal life after you started it, and now do you have a little bit more confidence?
Yes and no. Yes, of course I feel confidence, and I'm able to sometimes take that power even when I'm not in drag to help me, and especially this day and age. But there's also something that I've realized that's hard, called the perfection pedestal, where people only expect Maliena, or I feel like people only like Maliena. And they expect me to be this over-the-top, loud-mouth bitch that's going to seduce your dad. Well, I might seduce your dad. And Jamie's not quite like that. I mean, he hangs at home, smokes weed all day, watches horror films. And I mean, I'm not the character that you see in the nightclubs. I'm definitely much more reserved.
Well, that's great. What do you think about it being an outlet for you? Has it helped you with anything specific as far as drag being that outlet for you? Has it helped anything specific that you can think of?
Well, it's helped my gonorrhea go away a little bit.
Well,
No,
maybe it
I'm
hasn't let mine go
joking.
away.
No, I have struggled with my mental issues for a long time. Since I was 2 years old, my parents were told I was hyperactive, and they have had me on medication from 2 to 18, and at one point were making me take 5 pills 3 times a day, and for my hyperactivity and all the bullshit that they said I had. And it became hard because to me, I was like, I'm retarded. I'm broken. I mean, they told me I was autistic until I was 13. I'm not even joking you. They're like, you're autistic. You're on the spectrum. And I was like, oh, but I feel normal. But they're like, but you're not. And when I discovered drag, I realized I didn't need this medication. I didn't need all these therapists they told me I needed. I was able to build my confidence by building a character. I was able to express any feelings I'm feeling, from sadness, happiness, homicidal tendencies, and talk about those during my performances. You're supposed to laugh at homicidal tendencies. But, I think drag is basically therapy for all of us. It allows us to deal with our deepest, darkest demons that are hiding deep inside us. And sometimes they can actually give you the power to defeat those demons.
That's amazing. That's so amazing that you've been able to use drag. That's really huge. You really stopped taking the medication after going full on in drag?
Yeah, I stopped
Wow.
at 18. I said, I'm no longer taking your fucking pills because I hate pills. I started smoking marijuana because it does help with my anxiety. My anxiety issues are awful. I was completely homebound agoraphobic for 2 years. I would not leave my house except for when I went to a show when I could get in drag and have a complete armor. Um, People scare me, and large groups scare me, and I'm a very timid, shy person unless I'm this, and then it's like I'm unstoppable. And that's why when I tell people that I feel like a superhero when I become Maliena, it's because I feel the power from deep inside and not just the gonorrhea we talked about.
Well, I'm glad you feel the power inside, Maliena, because we're about to play the first game of the night. It's a classic for Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. It is truth or drink. So do you have your drink ready, Maliena?
Fuck, I don't know.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Is that hard stuff?
Oh, I love it hard. I don't do anything weak like those White Claws, like these cans we were doing these
I
days.
love a White Claw. I wish I had a White Claw right now, but you got.
Oh, honey, this is whiskey. This is whiskey and ginger.
All right, then you got a good drink. I got 4 questions for truth or drink. All you have to do is either answer the question or take a drink. But in my opinion, I think you should answer all the questions. I mean, come on, Maliena. It's the 50th episode, girl. Come
Can I
on.
still drink if I answer them?
I think you should answer it regardless of how shady it is or not, and then take a drink as well. And let's just have a great all time, okay? So,
Fine,
are you
I'll
ready?
answer your question. Yes, I do think I'm better than Slutashia.
Let me click this off real quick. No. All right. Let's do the first question. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Maliena, your first question is, who was the most frustrating guest you had to interview? Ooh.
You.
Ah, bitch.
No, I think I don't really want to hurt anyone's feelings, so.
But just between me and you, without saying any names, was there a pretty frustrating one out there?
You know, there are people that like to talk. And yes, you come in on a talk show, but like when I'm looking at my clock and it's been 20 minutes and you haven't given a breath, I'm like, girl, I have a time limit here. But all the guests have been fabulous. I mean, I'm not going to talk shit about a single person that's come on the show because they are all truly beautiful in their own ways and they all have something to give. And I can tell you right now, Slutasia, as much shade as you're trying to stir up, I had such an experience with every single guest.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. But this isn't throwing shade. This is just talking facts, Maliena. So this next question is, which one of your guests from this season had the biggest ego? That's not shady. That's just telling you how it is. So.
Well, I can answer that one truthfully and throw shade, and I love it. And it's Kimberly Michelle Westwood because
Ooh, Kim.
you watch that video, and the whole time she's like, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Kim killed it. Yeah, every 2 seconds she had that ponytail and she was. I stand Kim. I stand Kim. Oh, I got a nail caught. Oh shit.
Fucking love me Kimberly Michelle Westwood. She is my sister through and through. And you know what? You want to talk about bougie and someone that has an ego. That bitch deserves both of those facts. She paid for everything in her closet. Let her be bougie. And
right.
She has earned the right to call herself fucking Kimberly Michelle Westwood. So, there you go.
I agree. All right, let's go to question number 3. Which guest got the drunkest during their interview?
Hold on. Oh my god. Do I really have to spill this tea?
Oh, you gotta spill it. Who got the drunkest? Who got sloppy? Who got crazy?
Well, they didn't get too sloppy. So forgive me. Diva Dot fucking got trashed. And like to the point, she's halfway through her interview and she's pretty toasted. And you hear someone come in the door, look at her, and she's like, oh fuck. I'm like, what's going on, honey? She goes, I just found out it's my anniversary. I'm like, wait, what? And you're gonna go to the bar, to the restaurant, for a romantic dinner, wasted? And she's like, hey girl, what else? Why not? So I mean, but that bitch gave us a fucking amazing interview. I mean, she spilled so much tea. And I mean, I swear I was so entertained with how many times her wig tried to like run off her head.
Let me just say something since you said Diva Dot. Like Diva Dot was my favorite interview because she might have got a little drunk, but she's so down to earth. She's such an amazing entertainer. If you ever see her perform, she just it overtakes her fucking body. She just gets into it. She is it. And then on top of that, she's just so naturally herself and everything. So I love that interview. Y'all did great on that interview.
Thank you. And she was such a fantastic bitch, even though she likes her adult beverages. But who doesn't?
Okay, it wasn't too shady. This one's not a shady question, so you shouldn't have to drink, but we might have answered it. I don't know. But who was your favorite interview and why during this first season?
There's so many of you. Favorite. Angel Phoenix, because I saw her as this big, intimidating, perfect drag queen. And I was I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated by Angel. The moment she came in for the pre-interview, I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, some of you girls, I try to do a pre-interview and it takes about 45 minutes to an hour usually. And some of you girls about a half hour in are like, so is this almost done? But me and Angel, we literally spent 2.5 to 3 hours just chit-chatting in the pre-interview, getting to know each other, talking about drag, talking about her experience, talking about what she values. And that meant a lot to me because the people, I'm calling you all bitches, the people who take the time and aren't really in a rush and just like, hey, I'm here to get to know you, it seems a little more sincere to me because, yes, this is a great platform for people to be featured, but I also want to get to know you. I want to, hopefully create a relationship. So when this all is over, I can go, hey, girl, why don't we go to the bar and kiki, go flirt with some boys, have some shots, and then maybe suck some dick in the alley.
Right? That sounds like an amazing time right now, for sure. Well, Maliena, you passed the game. You did a great job, baby. You only had to take a couple drinks, maybe 3 out of the 4 you took drinks for. So that was good. All right, let's get back into it. I want the viewers to get to know you even more. So what city did you actually start your drag in?
Medford, Oregon, or some people like to affectionately call Methford.
Oh.
Yeah. So we definitely have a little bit of a low, we have some issues out there, but I was born and raised out there. And of course, I really didn't know that there were drag so close, like Eugene and Portland. And to me, I was poor. I didn't have a car. I did drag where I could do drag. So I never even thought of the idea of traveling to come and do it. So when I did drag, I had to produce my shows. We couldn't just say, oh, a drag show is popping up. Hey, can I get booked in it? No, you actually had to walk around the town, find a bar that would book you, try to find 6 or 7 drag queens in a small town, or try to get people to brave coming into Medford and create the drag scene. So, I mean, Medford was hard, but look at me now. I'm here in Eugene, Oregon, and everything has changed for the best.
Yes. Do you think, looking back on that time in Medford and Southern Oregon, were those really good times as far as drag, or do you look back on them as like bad times?
No, they're absolutely good times. They're some of the greatest memories. It may have been small town shows where maybe some shows we had 2-3 people in the audience, others we had 200-300 people in the audience. I'm not even kidding you. And the one thing I love about small town shows is, like, especially Medford, we get very like rough, I'm a man, hey, how you doing, bro? Those kind of men, these big rough country men. And they come in with their wife and they're kind of scared and they're not really looking you in the eye. And, it's funny because you could tell they're very insecure. They're kind of grasping onto their masculinity. But the moment that show starts and they realize we're not there trying to seduce them, at least some of us aren't, and we're just there to entertain them. I mean, it's funny to see them come out of that bubble. They kind of go from being really tense to being like, oh my God, yes, queen! And it's fun because I feel like we're changing minds out there when we were doing the shows in Southern Oregon. And I have great memories. I've created some amazing bonds out in Medford, Oregon. I have friends today that I created out there, such as Fake It Nightly or Hunter Down Nightly, Miss Diva Disaster, Renegade. And I mean, I knew Renegade when he was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, Southern Oregon, you didn't just do Medford, but you did like cities like Ashland. And before you moved to Eugene, I had the honor to join you in Ashland at the Dancing Queens show that you were producing there. And I just have to say, going there, I was not expecting a whole lot. I knew the bar was small. It was a small fucking bar, but I walked in there and it was packed. It was popping. Like, that town needed that place, needed that show, and they enjoyed it. They ate that shit up, and everyone was so nice. Thank you for letting me come out, but tell me more about that Dancing Queen show.
When you talk about great memories, that's probably one of my favorite shows out in Southern Oregon. And I had my own production company that I created called Late Night Delights that we did for 3-4 years out in Southern Oregon creating shows. Now, Dancing Queens came from a gentleman named Larry, who came up to me and said, I heard you're a very popular drag queen out here in Southern Oregon. We need someone that can come out and host this queer night we're hoping to do. We're thinking maybe a dance party with drag performances here and there. And then I'll kind of give you some liberties to do what you want with it. And I didn't really know. At first, I didn't feel like I was a very popular queen. At first, I thought he was pranking me. I was like, who is this bitch? What are they going to do? They're going to lure me into an alley and beat me up or something. And I showed up to that first night. My mind was blown because, as you said, that town was thirsty and ready for it. We had a line going out waiting to come into that club. And that show changed my life. I mean, if I did Dancing Queens a year and a half before I moved. I did stop doing it just because I moved to Eugene. But it was literally in a nightclub that was the size of a bedroom, basically. It was very tiny. And, you know, we'd only do the performances every hour. So it's fun because it wasn't something you would normally see on a Saturday night. And we'd have the queer crowd that would come in, but we'd also have people who would just be walking by looking for somewhere to dance, and they're like dancing in there, and next thing you know, the music stops, the lights come on, and a drag queen comes out. And, you know, one of my favorite memories was when you came down, because you were probably one of the most popular queens at Dancing Queens as a special guest, because you sang live for all of them and rapped. And I remember people were just like throwing money at you. And I had people like begging me to have you come back and do the show again. I was very honored to be a part of Dancing Queens because it created a wonderful space for Southern Oregon. And I believe before quarantine, it was continued by the amazing Daisy, who is out in Southern Oregon right now. She's a younger queen who I actually passed the reins to, and she's been keeping that show going. So it really does warm my heart to see something. I was there at the beginning. I helped produce it. I helped create the idea. And we're almost 3 years later, and that show is still going. And I'm not even involved with it anymore.
Yeah. You created a legacy. You paved the way down there for so many queens. And in 10, 15 years now, you can go back there and say, listen, bitch, I was that bitch 15 years ago here. You need to respect me, all right? That's what you're going to need to do.
What do you mean 10, 15 years from now? I'm doing that these days. Be like, I think I am.
All right, so in 2017, you officially moved from Southern Oregon to Eugene, Oregon. What was that like, and how did your drag career change?
It was probably one of the most anticipated moments in my life. Because when you're born and raised in a small town, the first thing you're ready to do is to plan and make your escape. And it took me forever to do that. I felt like I was going to be there like the Twilight Zone for the rest of my life. And when I finally got to transition, I feel like it changed my life in so many ways. Like, yes, my drag completely changed to what it was. It has now refined itself. I've been able to meet so many different queens who have helped elevate me. I have a lot of contacts that I've made throughout here. In fact, even when the moment I moved up here to Eugene, I became the Empress of Eugene. And I reigned for almost a year as Empress 45 of the Emerald Empire, and, you know, traveled all around Oregon representing Eugene.
Damn. Now, when you became Empress, I thought that was a big deal around here when you became Empress. I'm sure it meant so much to you. How did it feel to become Empress?
You know, it's one of those moments that you need to have the right reasons going into it, because it's not just about that crown. It's a lot of work. I mean, by the end of my year, I mean, me and Nate, or Hunter, we were laughing because like our year ended, and it was like we were the night of coronation. I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and we're like, we're almost But it was wonderful because when you do something like this, you are giving yourself completely to the community. You are at the community's control. What they need from you is what you give them. And if you need to go to Salem, you go to Salem. If you have to go to Vancouver, you go to Vancouver. And the people that support you, you need to support them. And that's very important. That's just my value and who I am. You know, if you love and support me, I'm going to love and support you. And when I was Empress, that was very important to me because I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying I could give a fucking shit less about the crown or the fucking title. You know, am I happy as Empress? Of course. I am proud of what I did as Empress 45. But it wasn't about that title or the crown. It was about representing with dignity, trying to make changes in the community. You know, I constantly called out bullying. I try to constantly create a safe space within Eugene. I mean, the one great accomplishment that I've heard throughout my reign was people from Salem and Salem and Portland would come to Eugene because they felt like me and Hunter created a safe space as Emperor and Empress that they didn't feel like they had at home.
Yeah. And what do you have to say to someone who is going out there trying to get a crown just because they want a crown, just because they want a title, just because they want to be able to put that on their Instagram, you know, profile? What do you say to those people that just want the title and not actually put in the work?
Well, Slutashia, what I basically would tell you is you basically need to...
You bitch!
No, honestly, you need to go into these things knowing what the requirements are. I'm going to say that right there. If you're interested in a title and a crown, do your research. What are you expected to do as that title holder? What are the things that what is the behaviors you're going to be expected? Is this a pageant scene where you're going to be expected to wear ball gowns and look the part of Empress? I mean, that was the biggest challenge, to be honest, was looking the part of Empress, because as you can tell, I'm clownfish. I'm a little weird and over the top. So finding that more glamorous side, it became a challenge. But then when I realized I could still be glamorous and still be Maliena, it made it so much easier for me. So I'm very proud of what I accomplished as Empress 45. I was very privileged to do the year with my best friend, Hunter Down Knightley, who is literally my best friend from high school. We talk to each other every single day. And, you know, our friendship survived us reigning together. So
yeah,
I'm very grateful.
Yeah. And was the event that I got invited to, was that coronation? Was that coronation?
Yeah, so coronation 45 every year, that's where the current emperor and empress step down and the new emperor and empress are crowned. Now, this last year we did do our coronation where we stepped down. I got a command performance. I was allowed to request anyone I wanted to come and perform. I didn't even have to think about it. I knew in that moment who I wanted. I did not think they were going to tell me yes. I thought they were going to be like, go fuck yourself. I'm not going to have a part of any of it. But I needed to have Slutashia. I said, Slutashia, you came to Dancing Queens and you performed a song called Rainbow. And I need you to come and do that. I said, that song, I said, you can wear whatever, you can come naked on stage, I don't care. But I need you to perform that song. And it's because it had such a beautiful message, and I felt like it needed to be heard at that moment. In fact, I was so proud of you that year, and I felt like you had such an impact to the community. I gave you a Community Member of the Year award.
Yes, and thank you so much for that. That meant so much to me that you not only did you ask me to perform, but you know, you made an effort to be like, you know, I really want you to be there. Like, please come. And I wasn't gonna say no. note to you. Even though a lot of those bitches do not like me there, I love you and I came for you, and I had a great time. And thank you so much for the award. I appreciate it so much. That was such a fun night.
Yeah, and Slutashia looked fierce that night. I mean, I remember her living her ball gown realness, and
yes,
I was digging it.
I live a little gown every once in a while, just, you know, for special occasions. So overall, Maliena, in your Eugene experience, are you happy that you moved here? Do you want to stay?
I mean, I love Eugene, but there's a part of me that hates the U.S. and I want to move to Canada.
Let's go, bitch.
I'm like, kid, I mean, Justin Trudeau is fucking hot. Can I go over there?
Right.
But no, I love Eugene. I kind of call it the sweet spot of Oregon because I can still go home to Southern Oregon, which I've done so much. I thought, I'm moving away from Medford. I'm never fucking coming back. I've come back like 40 times since moving. And I go to Southern Oregon, do shows. I go to Salem. I go to Portland. Kimberly Michelle Westwood has been very generous with me and giving me shows like Stag Brunch and other opportunities where I've been able to really grow my drag since moving here because I felt like no one knew who Maliena was in Medford, Oregon. Now I feel like everyone knows who Maliena is.
Right. And I'm glad you came here because before you moved to Eugene, you were still doing shows in Eugene. But
oh
once
my God, you know how much money I would spend? I think 2 years, because I was dating my boyfriend for 2 years before moving here, and we did the long distance thing. Almost every weekend I would come up to do shows or just see him. Do you know how much I spent on the Greyhound tickets each time? $100 to $150 each week to come down here.
Oh my God, yeah, that's too much. So when you belong, you might not belong here forever, but you fit in so perfectly here in Eugene. Like this is like your home right here, and you will probably blossom out and start traveling the world as you know become your famous bitch self. But
well, you know, I think even if I do get the fame and fortune that I always desired, which I'm seeing through a different perspective these days, because there's even since getting Bitch Talk with Bitchcock, I'm getting a small taste of fame, the good and the positive. It's a double-edged sword, I've realized.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's all these people who are going to support and love what you're doing. And then there's that handful of fucking trolls that want to cut you down just because you have a platform. So, you know, I think I'm going to aim for the stars. I'm hoping to get fame and fortune eventually. But even if I do, I'm going to stay home. I might move up into the mountains of Eugene so I can look down on all of you, but yes. I'm still going to stay in Eugene.
All right. Well, that's fair. Now, I want to play a little game, Maliena. It's no drinking game. You don't have to drink. It's just kind of some questions here, some have you ever questions, all right?
I don't know, girl. The last time you asked me if I wanted to play a game, you made me cut my foot off.
I would never make you cut your foot off, darling, ever, okay? Your feet are the most beautiful thing about you, okay? Now, Maliena, have you ever stripped naked on stage?
How naked?
Completely naked.
No.
You never got naked on stage ever? That surprises me.
No, I've never stripped. I've always wanted to go down to like penis and all with my face and hair. Like, just kind of like, and it wouldn't be a crude way, like how I want to do it. It's like, I want you to see me at a very vulnerable state. And to me, the most vulnerable anyone could be is naked, because you see all the flaws. You see them, who they are, completely, without any of the jewelry, without any of the garments, without any of the things that are changing their appearance. So there has been a dream of mine to want to do a performance where I completely strip, and I think I would take off my boobs, my hips, and I would end up with my hanging in the wind. But
and when you say and what you mean is the bitch cock would come out. That's what you're saying.
That giant trunk that I hide underneath my skirt. I was,
You know, Maliena, a little birdie told me it's about 10 inches long.
Well, I will say this. They say the more weight you gain, you lose an inch. And I have definitely gotten that 20 pounds from quarantine. So I might be like 9.5 now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Have you ever been in a magazine?
Oh, yes, recently, actually. You should look it up. I was privileged enough to be featured in an article for a fabulous online magazine called Contessa's Court. And it's from an actual dear friend of mine that I've known, God, 8 years. I've never even met them, which is so funny to call them a dear friend of mine. But like we used to talk all the time online. We were part of the RuPaul Drag Race fandom before RuPaul got iffy. And she actually, I wish I had it nearby. I'm trying to think if it is. She made me a Maliena Bitchcock purse back in the day. It said Maliena on one side and it said Bitchcock on the other. And I still have it. And she messaged me saying, hey, I need to do an article on you, especially since you've been doing this fantastic talk show. I'm going to send you a series of questions. Would you be willing to just fill them out and send them back to me? I was like, fuck yeah!
Right?
I mean, I've already been in a movie. I've already done a fucking music video. I have my own music. I mean, bitch, of course I want to be in a magazine article.
Now, you just said you've been in a movie. What movie were you in?
Which porno? No. No. I'm sure there are several adult films of me out there on the internet because let's just say I do like my adult activities, and sometimes those douchey guys like to film it.
Right?
No, I was in a fantastic horror movie called Creeper. It was filmed, God, I want to say 2014, I think. So several years ago. And I love to tell people I was in the movie, but let's just spill the fucking tea. I had one or two lines and a whole 15 seconds of screen time. And my big role was Clarice, was my name. And I was basically a drag queen hooker that needed to save a girl from getting killed by the serial killer. And my line was pulling the girl away from the killer and saying, sorry, stud, this one's coming home with me tonight.
Were you completely Maliena, like as far as drag goes, or what was your look?
Bitch, I was in blue hair, Maliena face. I had a breastplate back then, so I had these giant titties, and I was in a two-piece because I was still skinny. I had a bra and like a mini skirt, and I had my tummy looking cute, and I had a big blue fur coat, and I love that experience. It's something I want to do again because, especially horror films, I have quite a passion for, and it's something that I definitely have in my kind of back shoulder. That I have a screenplay that I've been toying with for several years called Killer Queen, and it's about a serial killing drag queen that will do anything to get on top.
Can you write a role in for me, please? Can I die in it, please?
So I think I can do like a Drew Barrymore role for you where you die in the first 15 minutes.
I love it. I want to have huge tits in it, and I want to get like killed where I'm like almost completely naked and just my boobs squeezed together.
Well, the idea I have for it is kind of a comedy horror. I mean, I want it to be very kind of Drop Dead Gorgeous meets like Grey Garden meets like Tu Wong Fu. And the main character is inspired by me because we all know I'm a crazy bitch, and she basically gets pushed to a limit She has a decrepit drag mother who is bedridden and always talks about when I was young and when I was pretty. And the drag mother starts to tell her to do dark things. And so Maliena, or that character, goes out and basically will do what it takes to get on top and starts knocking off the competition because it's part of the pageant. Well, the big twist is the drag mother that's telling her to do everything. When she started telling her to do all these dark and wicked things is when her mother died. So she actually went insane when her mom died, and her drag mother's body has been rotting in bed the whole time. So I have some really good ideas for that movie.
I can't wait for it to be done, but yes, hit me up whenever you want to do it. I want a little role in it, please. Maliena?
I think I can make you the decrepit drag mother.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Maliena, you also mentioned that you were in some music videos, and those music videos, at least 2 of them, were of mine. You were in my Rainbow music video. You were Maliena, and we got to see your boy self with your fiance. And you were in Queen Bee, where you slayed it as a bad bitch. I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to feature you in those videos, and thank you for killing it. Do you want to do any more videos in the future, music videos?
Absolutely. I enjoy doing both of those music videos. I don't think I got enough screen time, but I did enjoy it. And I think my favorite was being part of Rainbow because you do see the 2 different sides of Maliena. You see and I liked how you wanted to do it, where you wanted to show the more boy side. And I mean, I'm in my contract. I'm like, now you see my contract, you know, if I'm
right.
in a music video, Maliena needs to at least be in there too. And so we showed Jamie and the softer side of me, but we also wanted to see Maliena for a minute. So we had that in Rainbow. But, you know, I have to tell you, my experience on Queen Bee, where we were in that alleyway and we're all lined up, like you were a drill sergeant, like beating us all up, and you're telling us to act bitchy. I mean, and it was like 100 degrees out, and we're all sweating. And, you know, I remember my favorite moment was like, okay, you tell us, I'm not going to tell you what to wear, just look good, try to look really good, and we're out there waiting for you to show up. You show up, you look at me up and down, you're like, did you really have to look that good? I didn't say it was better than me, bitch. I'm like, sorry.
You look so good. And honestly, I was gonna wear that same exact jumpsuit that you had, but I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. So I'm glad I couldn't find it because we looked similar but not the same. So
it's because I took yours and chopped it up and only wore half of it.
Bitch. You know what? I gotta go. That was too much. No.
Sluttashia's like, I'm done.
I'm done.
Bitch,
I'm out of here. We're done. Another thing we collaborated on, Maliena, was Clownfish, your first official single. And I helped you produce it and I helped you write it. But let me just tell you this. You had reached out to me and said, I really want to do this song idea. And other people have reached out to me before, but I don't usually fuck with queens and doing music because a lot of them are unreliable. They say they want to do something. They say they want to collab. And then when it's time to collab, oh, they're too fucking busy. So you came at me with a song concept. You had at least like the first verse done. You were really adamant. You really wanted to do this. And just knowing you, I was excited to work with you. I love making music. I love collaborating. So I think we made something really fun. And I'm so proud of you. You really killed it. You really did.
I love Clownfish so much. And you're right. It was something I needed to do off of my bucket list. I mean, originally you were coming out with a song called Ball. Let's have a ball. And I wanted to do the ball mix where I had this whole lyric where you say you want a ball, well, I have too. It's just a competition, just me and you, serving looks and fashion and more. Guess who's the #1 whore?
Well, we can still do a remix someday. We can do a remix someday.
So I had that originally I wanted to do. And then I was like, well, why do I need to do, if I'm going to do a song, it doesn't just have to be Slutasia's song. Why don't I do my own? And we've all known for years I've called myself Clownfish. So we thought, why not bring that to life? And I had these, like, I think I had like a chorus written out, and I sent that to you, and I said, and I remember chasing you around at Gay Pride where you're like taking pictures with people and you're trying to be social, and I'm in your ear like, so hey, I want to do this song. And I'm like rapping to you right there, like, it wasn't pretty. You definitely need some song corrector for me to rap. That voice auto tune, because, ooh, girl.
Well, I think the song turned out so good, and we didn't get a chance to make a music video for it, but I hope either we get to do one together or you get to make a solo one. I hope it gets done because honestly, we need the visual, Bitchcock. Okay, we need the visual to happen.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because I've been kind of brewing some ideas.
Ooh.
And since quarantine has happened, it's given us all kind of clarity that things are not as hard as we all thought they were, including creating fucking music videos. So I thought, you know, I just did a music video for the song Warrior by Demi Lovato, and where I actually went on scene to, like, I actually hiked for like 30 minutes to get to the spot, and I was in full drag as I was hiking. And we filmed out in scene, and you know, that was a lot of fun. And it wasn't as hard as you think filming a music video would be. So it's like, since that happened, I'm like, well, bitch, you have your own song. You need to do Clownfish and just have Slutasia do like a Zoom meeting cameo.
Well, you do have a version of it without me, so if you need to, go ahead and just cut me out. Just cut me out like a lot of these other bitches have tried to do, okay? But
well, we all know that the song's, of course, 10 times better when you're cut out. But I'm joking. Don't cancel me. No, I would prefer to do it with you because that was the true version of the song. And honestly, the ideas I'm having, I mean, you have to be there. Like, you have to. Like,
I mean, I'm up for it. Are we allowed to talk about fish though? Because it has come back, like, because my verse, I say, serving fresh fish like we at the coast. I'm Eugene's top queen, but I don't like to boast. If you thought you had the crown, hun, it's been revoked. Cheers to your ending, all right, the toast.
yeah.
Can I still say, can we still say the fish thing? Is that, it's offensive now, isn't it?
It is a little offensive, your lyrics at least. I'm joking.
I didn't, well, it's still clownfish, fish, you know,
well,
so.
Clownfish is an actual fish. And the reason it's I'm going to just say this to clarify something, because I've been asked about this. Clownfish isn't fish. Clownfish is, if you've seen the fish, which is a clownfish, it's orange with white stripes.
Yeah.
And it's a very over-the-top, flamboyant fish. And because of its thick and unique skin, it can actually withstand being within, like, God, I can't think of the creatures' names, but it can basically be around creatures that can usually shock or sting you. But because of their thick skin, they can handle it. So when I came up with the term clownfish, yes, it was making fun of girls that were calling themselves fish, but it was also an idea of, I'm clownfish. I am this big, over-the-top fucking creature with a thick skin that you're never going to get through.
All right. Well, I can see that now. So I'll just have to rewrite my verse. So I don't want to offend anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I'll rewrite my verse and we'll try to make a music video. That would be fun.
I like your verse. I mean, as long as Hollow Eve from Dragula isn't sending you hate mail, I say good.
Well, I don't want any hate mail, so maybe I can just switch around that first couple lines and maybe I can make it work. But I think we can do it.
Like a map.
See, already you're making it happen. Maliena, do you want to make more music going on to the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did something a little hip-hoppy, a little rappy, which I love doing it, don't get me wrong, but that's not really my aesthetic. I want to do something either pop princessy, hold on, boop, and I either want to do like a pop princess, like, look at me, I'm Britney Spears, blah, 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 or I want to have like a very inspirational ballad moment. Like, you can't tell by my raspy voice and all, but I actually can belt a tune. And I wouldn't mind coming out with, like, I've thought of songs like, I want to do a more emotional ballady song called Weird,
Ooh.
about basically being the monster underneath your bed and being an outcast.
Mm-hmm.
I've also talked about a song called Ginger Snap, where,
Ooh.
because I am usually a redhead, and a lot of you think I'm crazy, basically about being labeled crazy your whole life.
I love the ginger snap concept. That would be fun because I do view you as a redhead. Maliena, to me, at the core, is a redhead.
Well, hold on, let me check. Yep,
Oh,
they're red.
oh. We're gonna get demonetized here if you're on Facebook. If you're doing this on YouTube, we're gonna get demonetized here in a second.
We're all muted. Like, oh, he's
Right?
done.
Maliena, now you performed many lip syncs over the years, but then once you got Clownfish and you had a song of your very own, you went out and performed it live with a live mic a few different times. How was that experience compared to lip syncing?
Awful. So awful. So awful.
Really?
Because, you know, I'm not a singer. I mean, I'll sing and I love doing it. But, like, when I go on stage and I sing Clownfish live, it's the most awkward and funniest thing you'll ever watch. Because, like, as I'm singing, I'm like, Clownfish, Clownfish, Bitchcock, Bitchcock. And I literally will sing like that during a live performance.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's part of my personality, to add that comedy aspect. But I'm also not a trained singer like you, Miss Slutashia. So, you
Well,
know.
you know what? I don't think I've seen you perform it live myself. I've been like backstage when you've done it, so I didn't actually get to see you on stage. But I think you do a great job. But I think Clownfish is such a great opportunity to make people say, like, when I say clown, you say fish, clown.
Fish.
Like you can use that.
Absolutely. And, you know, it has some iconic lyrics throughout that whole song, which I'm very, like, I have to say, like, I gave you a verse or two for my song, and you did a lot of the rest. I'm very grateful for what you did. You wrote and produced my song, and you put so much of me into that song. That's like the fact that I like daddies, the fact that I'm easy, the fact that I'm over the top and weird. I think, I'm trying to think of the lyric that's my favorite. It's like, I'm a little fucking crazy. I'm legend you a baby. I'm a little bit shady. That's okay. I'm still a lady.
If you want it, come buy it. Dollar bills get you in my fucking cockpit. I love it.
It's such a legendary song, and it's something I thought would fizzle with like a month or two. And like now, like I'll be driving down or walking down the road, because I don't drive. I don't got a license. I'm old. They're just like, no, this bitch is gonna run people over. And I'll hear people like, Clownfish, Clownfish, and I'll be like, Bitch Bitch.
Yes. What does it mean to you to have the community support you in your drag here in Eugene? How does it feel?
It's hard to express how I feel, honestly, because I still look in the mirror sometimes and see that loser, that person that I was told by the people who loved me that you're going to be a failure. You're going to end up in a mental institution by the age of 18. You are not worthy of being on this planet. And these are things I were told from the people I trusted. So to actually have people believe in me, it's very hard, because there's days I don't believe in myself.
Yeah.
I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're a fucking loser. You're ugly. You don't know how to do your face. You're a joke. I mean, And it's hard to get past that because I know it's just the voices in your head trying to lie to you, but they're still there. I think we all deal with them, of course. Just some of us have better gags than others, where we're
Yeah.
just like, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna gag you. But you know,
No.
I'm so privileged because when I moved to Eugene, I found such a support system. People like Bonnie Rose and Uranus the Fool, who are literally cheerleaders for me constantly. You, Slutashia, have been a ginormous cheerleader for me. And I'm getting emotional because you have been so kind to me constantly. And when I tell you I love you, I love you. And
I love you too, baby.
when I did the wheel, I had 3 people I hoped the wheel would land on. And it was you, Flawless, or Kimberly. I was hoping the wheel would land on. And you were like, bitch, this bitch rigged the wheel. I'm not. I'm like, it's not rigged. And
I did. I thought it was rigged. I was like, girl, you spun that till it landed on me. You wanted me to do all the work for you.
Well, you know, I was going to fuck with you, Slutashia, and I was going to put your name on every single spot.
No, I'm so grateful that not only did you trust me to do this, but I'm honored to try to bring you up with this interview and let people see the other side of you, because you really are such an amazing performer, and not everyone gets to see not only your performance side, but you have a good heart. You really do. You're an amazing person, an amazing friend, and I really genuinely love being around you, and I'm so excited for the future for us, because I really hope that me and you can both be successful in our own lanes and to just shine, and we can come back to Eugene in 20 years and we'll fuck these bitches up and tell them we were the bitches of this town, okay?
Absolutely. Slutashia, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been telling you for years, you are way too big for this town. And it's only a matter of time before you blow up and become a legend. And I'm going to get famous in probably my own right, either from Bitch Talk or maybe going on a reality show if you ever call me. You know, I might do that stuff, but I think you are true legend status. You're going to like go on tour, touring the world. Maybe someday you'll end up on Broadway and like maybe play Kinky Boots.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you have all these aspirations for me. We'll see what actually happens. Right now, I'm just, you know, in this little room of mine back here with pictures of myself on the wall. So we'll see where this goes.
I think you should start a fans only.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Slutashia doing an OnlyFans. Would you guys want to see these? You guys want to see these on OnlyFans?
It's milking season.
Maliena, like I said, you have had so much support from the community, not just Eugene, but from Portland, Southern Oregon. I mean, we're talking all over the Pacific Northwest, honestly. And you know what? Some people have reached out to me over the past week or so wanting to give a message to you for your 50th anniversary. So I have an amazing queen all the way from Portland, Oregon that you've talked about a little bit tonight. Flawless Shade, baby. Now, Flawless Shade wanted me to let you know something. Flawless says, congrats on 50 shows. So happy to call you a new friend and proud of all your hard work. Flawless Shade. We love Flawless. She's gorgeous.
I love her. And, you know, you want to talk about privilege of getting to know them. Having them on my show, seeing a different side of Flawless, because look at her. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And, I mean, she's a true beauty. And to see a different side of her and know that she is so kind and so supportive, it's been such a privilege to get to know her and find her not just as an ally or a fellow drag queen I can work with. I have a new friend I can call.
Right, and she's a bad bitch. I love Flawless. She's a bad bitch.
Don't fuck with her.
All right, Maliena, there's also a couple other messages from people. Also from Portland, Oregon, Kimberly Michelle Westwood. Yes, baby. Now, Kimberly has something to say to you. She says, well, 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 what do we have here? If it isn't my lovely sister, Maliena Bitchcock. I just want to give you a quick shout out and say what an amazing person you are. I'm so happy and lucky to have gotten to know you over the past couple years. I think you are a fantastic person. Thank you for giving a platform to all these entertainers and putting in all your hard work, time, and effort into Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. My Empress year wouldn't have been the same without you or your friendship. Thank you for being a voice for those who have been bullied, and thank you for being a positive role model and leader in your community. I love you lots. Your sister, Kimberly Michelle Westworld. Aw, Kim. What do you have to say to Kim?
I fucking hate you, Slutashia, because you got me ugly crying over here.
What do you got to say to Kim?
That's my sister. Oh God. Whoo! I have mascara. It's not waterproof. Okay. That bitch is so beautiful, and not just on the outside, but in the inside. And I remember telling Kimberly, I'm like, and she'll probably vouch for this, and she always rolls her eyes whenever I send this to her. I'm like, are you still gonna be my friend when we're no longer empresses together? And because I'm insecure, and I think everyone hates me. And that bitch fucking is so amazing. I mean, I talk to her. I have her phone number. I text her all the time. I mean, if I have a bad day, I'll text Kimberly. I'll be like, I'm fucking done. I'm about to blow up the world. And she's like, girl, go smoke a ball. You know, chill out. I mean, she truly is an empress of a decade for a reason. And that she is just a wonderful person with a good heart, beautiful, beautiful face, beautiful makeup skills. And Kim, thank you for again being my sister. Thank you for coming on the show. And if you ever want to get rid of any of your old costumes,
Oh, Kim, she's gorgeous. I love Kim too. I haven't worked with Kim ever before, but I really hope to in the future. All right, we have one more special message for you, Maliena. It's from someone right here in Eugene, Oregon, the amazing Bonnie Rose. Now, Bonnie says, hi, Clownfish. You were the first drag queen I ever spoke to at Eugene Pride 4 years ago, and your creativity and energy is something that fueled me to love drag. You are an icon in this community, and not just because you pooped a baby at Thorny. Your talent, humor, and love for others is an inspiration, and Eugene is so lucky to have you. You have comforted me in dressing rooms when I'm too nervous to function, supported me through one of the toughest times of my life, and you have taught me so much about not only being a good drag queen, but a good person. Thank you for your love and your support over the years. I can't imagine even trying to do this without you, Auntie Maliena. Eugene Drag will forever be better because the mark you are leaving on it, and not the skid mark from the baby you pooped out. I love you so much, Bitch Talk. Bonnie Rose. Aww, Bonnie. What do you got to say to Bonnie?
You fucking nasty bitch. You're making me cry. No, again, one of the biggest cheerleaders for me. And thank you, Bonnie, because it's hard when you see all these young and talented and beautiful queens such as Bonnie Rose, Ava Rice, Uranus the Fool, Slutashia, where you're like, oh my God, they're only in their 20s and they're fucking killing the drag scene. And I'm 30 years old, and I sometimes feel like the old lady in the dressing room. And hearing some of these words, it's like making me cry. It's making me feel very humble and emotional, because this shows right here all these fabulous things that Bonnie, Kimberly, and Flawless are saying, shows you what being kind, compassionate, and loving to people, especially in the back room of like a drag show, just being friendly can get you. And It means the world to me. Bonnie, I love you. I think you're the most beautiful bitch out there. If you truly want to do a service for me, please start making your makeup a little more funky looky so I can be a little prettier.
Oh, we love Bonnie Rose. Thank you, Bonnie, for that message.
Yeah.
How did you like those messages? Did you like them?
Oh, well, I love them. I'm getting a little emotional over here because it's so overwhelming to hear such amazing things about something I created that I had no idea would get this big. And I'm so happy it's grown. It's supported so many other people. And I will say, as soon as I push this indigestion out, that Bitch Talk with Bitchcock will not end. It will return in September. I do just have to take a break for mental wellness because, you know, we're not robots. I can only go so much. I started at 3 episodes a week, going at 2 episodes a week. I think in September we'll return probably with 2 episodes a week, maybe 1. We'll see how lazy I am. I think a lot of heavy, big things are going to happen for me in the next couple of years. So keep praying, keep hoping, because Bitchcock's a fighter and she's ready to show everyone all of her beautiful colors.
And I think she's gonna just do that. Thank you so much, Maliena. All right, now we're gonna play another game. This is a Bitch Talk classic. It is Marry, Kai Kai, or Cancel Baby, and we're gonna bring 3 former guests to be either you're gonna marry one, you're gonna Kai Kai with one, and you're gonna cancel the other one. Okay, we got 3 former guests.
Easy. We're just gonna cancel them all. Okay, they're all canceled. We can do that, right?
Well, let's do this. Let's get the 3 past guests that are gonna be either get married, Kai Kai, or cancel. Which one are you gonna cancel, Maliena Bitchcock? Flawless, Bonnie Rose, or Kimberly Michelle Westwood?
Oh God. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Actually, let's see here. So I'm definitely Kai Kaiing with Flawless.
Ooh,
because,
okay, so Flawless is gonna get the Kai Kai?
Oh yeah, because I have a feeling that we could just have a fun little romp into bed, and even if any penetration didn't happen, I think we would have a really fun little cuddle.
Yes.
I think she would be completely fun to play with. And I will say that one of the times on my Instagram, she saw a picture of me as a boy, and she's like, I've never seen you as a boy, and you're really cute. I'm like, oh, Flawless Shade called me cute.
All right, so Flawless is the Kai Kai. Now we got a marry and a cancel between Kim and Bonnie.
Oh, you're fucking evil. Let me think. To marry Kim, I would have to deal with sushi and a bitchy attitude on a regular basis. To marry Bonnie, I would have to watch the new movie Cats, which, oh my God, that sounds horrible. Now I know how hard this is.
Who's getting canceled? Okay, guess what? Whoever you cancel is going to delete you off Facebook. After them saying all those nice things to you, and then you cancel them, they're going to delete you. Who's it going to be?
Well, in that case, Kimberly Michelle Westwood, just because you're used to it, you're canceled.
Bye, Kim.
That means I'm going to marry Bonnie Rose.
Oh, Bonnie. It would be an amazing partner to marry, okay? So, love Bonnie.
And I'm down to get pegged.
Okay. Now, I got some other questions for you, Maliena. It is a game. It is a game that's going to involve some past guests. This is also going to create a lot of drama for you. There's going to be a lot of tension after this game, and I apologize. I really do. So we're going to play a little game that is called Who Would You Rather? Former Guest Edition. You've had 49 episodes, 49 guests, and I brought a few different ones. I'm going to give you 2 at a time, and you're going to pick between those 2. Who would you rather? All right? Let's get the first one. It is Caress and Slaughter, the gorgeous Caress and Slaughter, Second up, we have Stephanie, a Mercury Experience. All right, Maliena, between Caress and Stephanie, who would you rather go on vacation with? Ooh.
Oh God. Actually, this is easy. First, it gives me a great opportunity to say that one of these people is actually my sister, because they
Ooh.
are the only existing, it hasn't been announced, but they know, they're the only existing other bitchcock in the world. I gave them my name.
What?
So, yeah, no, it hasn't been announced, but so I will say, if I'm going to go on vacation, because I couldn't think of anyone else to take but Stephanie Mercury Experience Bitchcock, because she's my sister. I've given her my name, and I know if me and her go to Vegas together, we're gonna have a blast.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Stephanie's really a bitchcock?
She is. I gave her my name, and she accepted it.
Oh my God. Okay, well, for one, Stephanie has a long ass name, and now it's even longer. I love it. And so, Caress, you don't want to go on vacation with her? I guess she's done. Bye.
If you were to ask me who I'd smoke a ball with, then I'd be like, Caress and Slaughter.
Yes, Caress would be good for smoking a bowl with, for sure. All right. Great job this time. Caress is probably mad at you now, Maliena, but, you know, that's life.
What's new?
All right, the second who would you rather. Let's get the first contender up here. It is Bolivia Carmichaels. Ooh, I love Bolivia. Up next, you were talking about her earlier in the show. It is Angel Phoenix. Ooh, Angel. Now, Bitchcock, who would you rather steal costumes from?
Oh, well.
And let me tell you this, whoever you don't want to, you're pretty much saying they have a terrible closet. So
Well,
pick wisely.
it's a catch-22. I mean, and it's not saying that, because if I could pick Angel Phoenix, I mean, everyone knows she has showgirl costumes, she has jewelry, she has hair. And I really don't do Reba McEntire impersonation, so I'm gonna have to say Angel Phoenix. Sorry, Bolivia, I love you. You're valid. You're beautiful. You're talented. But
Bolivia, if you're watching, delete Bitchcock right now, because she just threw you in the trash just like that. Delete her, okay?
Well, I mean, think about it. Angel Phoenix is a ex-Vegas showgirl. You walk into her fucking bedroom, and there's wigs piled on the room. There's jewelry everywhere. I mean, Shima went to fucking Angel Phoenix's house the other day and literally did a whole photo shoot with all of Angel's hair.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can assume that closet is really good. That's why I picked those two. I thought they would both have good closets, and you'd be a little unsure who to pick. But Angel won. Congratulations to Angel. Had the better closet. Bolivia, like I said, delete Bitchcock immediately. All right, let's get two more former guests up here for their Who Would You Rather. Anna Conda from Florence, baby. Ooh, gorgeous.
That's the sex that we're gonna pick.
And then second one from Portland, Diva Dot. We were talking about Diva earlier. All right, Bitchcock. Who would you rather have a slumber party with?
Oh, Anaconda, just because I want to fuck her.
All right,
Anaconda completely, because I would slip into her sleeping bag and be like, hi, let's like cuddle. And then we'd cuddle, and then next thing you know, like her fist is, elbow deep in me.
All right, so you want to fuck Anna, even though it's just a slumber party. We didn't talk about having sex at all, Maliena, but let's throw Diva Dot in the trash.
I say tomato. We're good.
All right. Well, Anna, if you consent to this, Maliena wants to fuck immediately.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we got two more rounds of this. Okay, Maliena, you're doing a great job. You're losing friends, but you're doing great. Up next we have Daphne Bertha Storm, gorgeous baby.
Legend.
And Rogue Safari. Ooh, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Rogue Safari. Who would you rather cook you dinner?
Oh, this is actually easy. This is really easy. And that's Daphne Bertha Storm. And that's because I don't know Rogue Safari's cooking skills. I do know Daphne Bertha Storm's cooking skills. And that bitch makes homemade pickles, homemade Kahlua, homemade mac and cheese, homemade jalapeno bacon stuffed poppers. No, it's Daphne Bertha Storm, hands down.
All right, well, Daphne, you won something. You're now making Maliena dinner really soon, okay? So she won some of those jalapeno poppers, Daphne. You can make Maliena some of those.
I want her mac and cheese because.
Ooh, that does sound good. All right, we're down to our last one of Who Would You Rather. Ooh, I like this one. All right. These queens gave you really good interviews. They really did, okay? So first up, we have Petty Paige. Ooh, Petty is gorgeous. And we have the one and the only iconic Lilac. Ooh, Lilac, baby. Lilac.
Who? I'm joking.
Lilac. You're already being shady as fucking. Lilac should not make you any more wigs just for that shady comment, okay? No more Lilac.
I'm never styling you hair again. No.
Well, you know what?
Black. All right, what's your question? You
could save it with Lilac. You could save it but you got to pick her if you don't want to ruin the bridge. So, who would you rather paint your face?
Oh, you're
Petty Paige or Lilac?
You're so mean. So it's no one. It's that one's hard. That's hard. Like, that's harder than my boyfriend's penis.
Well, whoever you pick, you're pretty much saying is the better makeup artist. So this is a big deal.
I can drink in this game, right? I can just take a sip and not answer.
You can drink, but there's no way out of it. You still got to pick.
So what I'm going to do is I will allow both of them to paint me anytime. And, Patty can do my brows. Lilac can do my lips. Lilac's boyfriend can do anything else. No, I'm joking.
You know what?
I don't know.
You know what? That's not how the game works, Maliena. So guess what? You don't get to do anything with either one. How about that? Okay?
Well, that's fine. I was actually the answer and be shady.
Well, you survived the game, Maliena. You survived the game. I barely survived the game. Now I'm sweating. It is super hot in here. Are you hot over there? Like, geez.
Well,
so
honey,
warm.
I'm always hot, actually. Haven't you ever met me?
Oh, I've met you. You're quite hot. Yes, you are, baby. All right, Maliena, let's get back to the interview part. I really want to dive in just a little bit more before we wrap this up. I really want to know, now that you know, and all of us in town know that so many people look up to you, what do you think has made you so popular throughout the years? What do you think has connected you to all the people?
Genuality, being who I am 100% of the time. Not just saying I'm going to be something, but living up to it and practice what you're preaching. I think one thing that has made me stand out from others is I do care about my success. I do want to see myself successful, but I'm not threatened by making everyone else successful along with me. To me, it's more rewarding to live a life of fame and fortune when the people you love and care most about are also reaching their dreams and ambitions.
And that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And it shows that that you're not just all about you, and you really are about the community. And that's why the community loves you, is because you're about the community, and it really shines through, because you can tell between each performer whether or not they're there for $1 or they're for their gig or they're there just to fill their fantasy. But you're there to perform, and you're there to give back to the community, and you mean what you say. And that's why you have gone so far, and you will continue to climb and to keep going. And with this newfound popularity and the continued rise up to the top, would you ever go on a reality show at all, like Dragula, Camp Wanakiki, RuPaul's Drag Race? What do you think?
I'm too good for all of them. No. No, I definitely have dreams. I, for years, wanted to get on Drag Race. I'm going to kind of say that I forgot who even told me this. I think it was like Daphne. Maybe it was Faye It Nightly, that really put it in perspective to me. They're like, do you really need RuPaul for you to feel like you're famous and popular? And I was like, I guess I don't. And it took me to that point where I'm just going to make fame at home. I'm going to be who I am 100%. And if people love me, I'll be successful. So that was kind of my goal. And then a little show came out called Camp Wanakiki. And
Yes.
I have never wanted to be on a show as bad as I've wanted to be on Camp Wanakiki. I did apply for season 3. I have not heard back yet. I'm waiting. Call me, you fucking Sugar Baker twins, please. Because that seems like home to me. When I watched season 1 and 2, I was so attracted to it. I was like, that's where I felt like I needed to be. And like, I just want to be part of the family. I want to show my crazy, campy, over the top, can do attitude. And I just feel like I would be a perfect match for Camp Wanakiki. And when I did turn in season 3, or I'm sorry, when I applied for season 3, I actually got some amazing help by you, who actually filmed, edited, and produced my audition tape.
I did, and you know what? Let me just tell you this. I wouldn't waste my time helping you with that if I didn't think you were fucking more than good enough. Let me just tell you something. You're going to get on that show, and you're going to absolutely kill it on that show. It's not, are you going to go on? It's when. And do you want to go on? Maybe something else will come up and you'll be too famous to even want to go on there. You know what I mean? But I think it's a perfect match for you. I think you're gonna go on there, and we'll replay this interview back after you go on Camp Wanakiki, and I'll bring this up and I'll be like, I told you, bitch, you're going on there, you're gonna kill it, you're gonna slay. But let me tell you something, don't win. Do not win, because we want you to come back for All Stars in a couple years, okay? So just make it to top 2.
I will try, but I do have a winning personality. So sometimes I just can't help but be successful.
But no, honestly, if we put out your audition tape today, it could go viral because it's so funny. And
so good.
And let me just tell you something. This is just me following you around with the camera and you just doing your fucking shit, because you are hilarious. Okay.
It was such a fun day doing that, because I called Slutashia and I'm like, I just really need someone to help me with this. And she's like, well, for you, I will. And she came out she set up a little studio for me. She filmed it. And she says, well, what ideas do you have? And I'm like, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I do that. And I think my favorite moment was when I put on actually this dress, where we went out to the playground, and I made the moment like, well, I know sometimes you get a little ninja warrior. And then I go to go across the monkey bars, and I'm like, and it was like, it was a great moment. There's such iconic moments within that audition tape. My favorite is the ending, where it's like, well, if you don't pick me, I will have to handle it like a rational adult. And it cuts to me crying and eating chocolate cake, listening to Celine Dion's All by Myself.
I mean, and honestly, just talking about it doesn't give it justice. So whether or not you get on the show this season, eventually that video has got to come out so people can see it. Maybe it might be down the road, but you got to put it out at some point, you know.
Well, depending if they have, I don't even really know what's going on with the world right now because of COVID. I think that has affected filming for them. They did release a email to all of the contestants letting them know that COVID may affect their filming, but they are hoping to do something later on within the year. So if I do hear something, fantastic, because honey, I am so ready to go to camp and show them my can-do, campy attitude, because honey, Maliena Bitchcock is ready to play and play.
Well, you gotta promise me that I can get the exclusive interview after you get on, okay? I want the exclusive interview, and we're gonna spill all the tea of Camp Wanakiki once you get on, all right?
Oh my God, absolutely. We can do it behind. We can pop a tent and roast our marshmallows and have an all good time.
I'm excited. Maliena. Now, you were talking about feeling a little iffy about RuPaul, or you thought RuPaul was getting a little iffy now. Do you want to go on Drag Race? I know you had met RuPaul at one point. How was that like?
I mean, RuPaul was obsessed with me for a small period of time. No, I was obsessed for a long period of time where I felt like I had to get on Drag Race for me to feel successful within my drag. I got over that and realized that I already had success with my drag because of who I am and what I've done so far. Would I go on Drag Race? I'm going to give you the most controversial answer that anyone has probably said, and that's fuck no, I would not. And the reason is RuPaul does not care about his girls anymore. And I'm sorry to say this, RuPaul, I mean this. This is not shade. This is tea. RuPaul is not the same girl that she was in Wigstock back in the 90s. She's not the same queen that she was when she started Drag Race. And she got successful. That's fantastic. I am so grateful forever what she created for us and for what she did for the drag world. But I don't need her 15 minutes on stage telling me I'm pretty for me to feel important about myself.
Right.
I feel like those girls are put through hell. I feel like they don't always have an opportunity to show themselves to 100%. So I would say no. I think what RuPaul does is amazing. I think all the girls who have come on the show are truly beautiful. But like I said, I'd rather go to a platform where it feels more like home and not like I'm trying to be like this perfect creature. Like, I could go on Drag Race and I feel like I'm going to be judged constantly for, like, I can just see it. Wait, hold on. I'm Michelle Visage. Now, Maliena, your makeup's a little busted and your outfits are a little, like, AliExpress. I'm like, well, honey, I'm from Medford, Oregon. What do you expect? But, I just don't think Drag Race is where I'm meant to be anymore. I don't know. I think Camp Wanakiki is my biggest goal. Someday, maybe Dragula. Who knows?
I think you're meant for television. I mean, we don't even know what's going to come for the future. There could be some other shows that come up, but you're destined for reality TV, Maliena. It's going to happen eventually, whether you like it or not, baby.
Can I just say, if you want to know the reality show I would love to go on, I'm ready to spill the tea. Have anyone, and you may not be familiar with this show, but it's a Netflix original series, and it's a reality show called The Circle. And it's about social media, and it's basically you are interactive with like 10 other people that are all living within this apartment building, but none of them meet each other. And you actually get an ability to catfish if you really want to. And don't worry, I'm not going to go too sherry pie on everyone. But I would love to go in there. I would actually present Maliena first and then slowly introduce them into Jamie. And I would love to go on Netflix original series, The Circle.
That would be really fun. I've seen a couple episodes of it. It's very interesting, but I heard they're about to shoot the next season of it, so you should email someone and get over there and get on it real quick.
Well, bitches, call me.
Because isn't everyone in their own room isolated? So during the quarantine, that would be perfect, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as they don't mind me bringing giant bags of weed in there with me, I'm down.
Sounds like a good motherfucking time, baby. All right, we're gonna get back into a little bit more serious, Maliena. I want to know what's something we don't know about Maliena Bitchcock.
Underneath it all, she's an insecure person, just like anyone else. She's human. She presents herself very strong, very funny, very loud, but the person underneath is hiding behind all that. And it's because I've never truly, as Jamie, have always felt that confidence. So just realize I'm human. And when you make fun of me, I hear it. And I'm not, I may be funny looking, I may be kind of weird, but I still have ears and I still have eyes. And just because you think I can't hear you doesn't mean I don't see it. And it doesn't affect me, because when you call me ugly or a clown or, oh my God, she don't know how to do her makeup, even if it's you being shady, it still affects me. I'm still human. And, you know, I try to like brush it off sometimes, but you know, I do have feelings. So what do you need to know about Maliena Bitchcock? She's human, she has feelings, and you need to be nice to her.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that Maliena is strong. She is very strong. Where does that strength come from?
Mainly because she's a fighter. And all the people who've ever told her, I mean, I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this, and I'm really sorry, Mommy and Daddy. My dad, who raised me, told me my whole life I was going to end up in a mental hospital by the time I was 18. He told me I was going to be in jail, and it was mainly because I was hyperactive. I was being abused at home by my older brother, so I was acting out, and I constantly got labeled as this problem child and as this person that can't be fixed. And I feel like I have overcome that. And I've been able to become a shiny example of you can be you can go through the darkest shit in your life and still end up on top and still have a optimistic personality. You could still, I mean, I've seen darkness. I mean, I've at one point wanted to kill myself because I didn't think I was good enough for the world. But I'm happy I didn't, because could you just imagine those people who I have inspired, what they would have been robbed of if I would have done that? Like, and that's the things I have to think about is if you do ever get an opportunity where you feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not inspiring, take a step back and take a look at the world and how you're affecting it. Because I can guarantee you, even if you don't see it, you're affecting people, you're inspiring people. And I don't know, that's what I hope to do. I hope that answered it. I'm kind of stoned, I'm sorry, and I'm kind of drunk too.
I think that answered it so well. And it's so hard to be a child and not have a supportive parents. You know,
I think
that's one of the hardest
tried.
things.
He tried, but you know, you have to realize I was raised by my grandparents, so they were a little older, back in a generation a little bit. So they felt like tough love was the only love, and they didn't realize that some people need a more delicate hand. Some people need you to hold them and tell them that it's going to be okay. And it's all right. You know, I got past it. And, you know, that's the thing. Those things, those people who told me I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't going to succeed, that I was going to end up in jail or a mental hospital, it just fuels me. It just turns me into more and more of a fighter, because the more you put me down, the more you tell me I can't do something, the more I'm going to fucking want to do it.
Good for you. And anyone at home listening right now that relates to you, they're going to have so much passion added added to themselves through you, because you're a huge example for someone not to give up and to keep fighting for what their passion is, what they love. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, I have my demons just like everyone else. I have to battle them sometimes, but you know, I'm starting to look in the mirror these days and not only see negativity. I sometimes can look in the mirror and say, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, what you're creating, who you've become. I'm proud of what you've done with Maliena, because you look at Maliena 10 years ago and she was a busted queen. You look at her now and she's a fucking goddess.
And when you look into the mirror and you see who you are today, and you think back 10, 15 years ago when you started, what's that evolution like? How have you changed?
Oh my God. So it's funny. A lot of you may not know this. I used to try to look like a girl. I used to paint myself like using my real eyebrows and I used to be a Lady Gaga impersonator actually. And you look at her now, and Maleena's not an impersonator. She's not this person that goes out and trying to be Madonna or trying to be Britney Spears. She goes out and she is Maliena Bitchcock. And I can guarantee you, with just a silhouette of my eyes, my lips, and my cheeks, everyone will ever know my face, because my face is not like anyone else's. It's unique. It's pure Maliena. And I feel like I can now look in the mirror and think, you're a fucking legendary queen, and everyone should know your name.
And they do, and more people are going to in the future. What do you see next for the Maliena Bitchcock brand?
Well, more Bitch Talk with Bitchcock, obviously, because I love this platform. This platform, you may think it's changed your life as a person who's come on the show, but it's changed my life because it's given me a different perspective of drag. It's allowed me to get to know you on a deeper level. And it's something I only dreamed I would be able to do. I didn't think I could make this come to life, but look at me, episode 50. And it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. And I'm sorry I'm being emotional, but it's 100% me. And thank you. I'm sorry I'm babbling, but I want to thank you all for supporting me, coming on the show, letting me interview you. The fact that 48 to 47 of you queens and kings and in-betweens have allowed me to sit back, interview you, and just kind of uplift you, it means the world to me, and I want to thank you all.
I mean, everyone loves you, and the one of the big things that I haven't said that really makes you so amazing is you can consider yourself kind of one of those classic queens that have a little bit of traditional values as well, but you are willing to look at the queens that are just starting out, 18, 21, and see what they bring to the table, and you see it, you respect it, you have a joy for it, and you're willing to learn what they have to offer. Some of the older queens are like, well, if it's not like this, if it's not like this, it needs to have hair go, you know what, you have to shave this. Some people have such specific expectations, and you are so supportive and loving to all of the entertainers, and that is why you've been able to have such a successful career, but with this show. And what can we expect for season 2? You've talked about it a little bit, but are there going to be any big changes to the show? Are you going to have bigger guests or what?
I'm hoping to get bigger guests. I'm going to start reaching out once vacation starts, which is in a few hours. I'm going to reach out to some people. I'm hoping to maybe get a Camp Wanakiki girl or two. I'm hoping for a new set, so I'm going to probably change out some backdrops and try to refresh stuff just so it looks a little better. Basically, I'm open to suggestions. I think same Bitch Talk with Bitchcock show, maybe a little different format. I'm planning on changing things up a little bit just to try to get shorter episodes. I know a lot of people say that's the biggest complaint with Bitch Talk with Bitchcock is we get very long episodes. The longest episode was 2.5 hours with Caress and Slaughter.
Oh my God.
But
y'all must have been so high during that.
yeah, pretty much. But I'm going to say this just so you all can know this. Bitch Talk with Bitchcock interviews will go as short or as long as they need to go for the person being interviewed to tell their story and to be highlighted to the fullest capacity. Because getting to know someone shouldn't be on a time limit. And yes, it can be hard to sit there and watch it for an hour and a half, but that's why I fucking put it online so you can pause it and come back to it when you're done and, watch it at a later time. So I'm trying to do stuff to kind of shorten episodes so I can have a little more control of the time. But again, I think the same passionate queen with the same platform trying to uplift as many people as I can.
Awesome. I love that. And I wish you so much success and joy with Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. Now, I have a little gift for you, Maliena. Now, since you loved artwork and everything, I went ahead and had this made for you. Now, you probably can't read it because it's mirrored in the thing, but it's a Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. It's a framed little art piece here, and I hope you'll love this. But I'll send you the...
That's so cute!
Thank you. I'll send you the the digital image so you can actually have the image as well, but I wanted to have a framed one to give to you, and I'll just drop it off on your porch one day since we're socially distancing. I'll just drop it off and ring the doorbell and run away.
Bitch, you lying. I'm gonna tackle you down in the parking lot and be like, talk to
me. That's why I'm gonna ring the doorbell and run, darling. Okay, that's why I'm gonna run.
Okay, ding dong bitch.
All right, Maliena, how did it feel to turn the tables on you on your own show? How did it feel?
I loved it. Honestly, for one, giving the work to someone else to do was so relieving. I was like doing my thing today. I'm like, why do I feel so not stressed today? Like, why is this so much easier for me? It's like, oh yeah, I didn't have to write the interview. I didn't have to set up the cue cards. I didn't have to do any of the prep. So that was fucking amazing. But also taking a moment to maybe give you a clearer view of the Bitchcock, because I feel like sometimes people put me in a box thinking you're crazy, you're crude, you're rude, you're over the top. But I'm so much more. I'm also a sadistic bitch. But no, I think I wanted people to see that I am silly, I am weird, but I also have a heart. I also have a lot of passion behind me. And if you're going to judge me for anything, judge me on the good things I do within the community, because for every negative thing that you can see about me, there's at least 10 positive things about me that can overshadow it.
That's beautiful, baby. That's so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I've had a blast doing this today. So much fun. Thank you once again for letting me do this. I've had a blast.
Absolutely. And I do want to just say, even though you are in control, all of you beautiful boys and girls, even though I'm the one being interviewed, please take a moment to look down below within the description so you can find PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App information so you can tip the amazing Slutashia for allowing me to pick her to come on the show, taking the time to write the interview, and coming here in full drag on a 90-degree weather day to interview me. So please tip her a little something extra. If you also want to throw some money at me, please do, because it helps me buy pretty things. But
Love
please,
it.
tip Slutashia. She needs it. Look at her.
Yes, baby, I need it. Put the dollar bills in my chest, please.
Thank you again for coming on the show, pushing me outside of my boundaries, allowing me to spill all the tea. I do want to quickly make a little announcement from Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. This is episode 50 and the end of season 1. It's been such an honor doing this. Thank you for trusting me, for giving me the opportunity, because a lot of you could have just passed this up and let it fizzle away like many other things have done. Thank you for supporting me and giving me this power to uplift the community. And as long as you keep trusting me, I will do the same and uplift as many people as I can, because every voice is valid, and especially when it comes to the queer community, seeing that our voices are muffled so much. So do know that I do my best to give everyone an opportunity, but it doesn't always happen overnight. Season 2 is quickly approaching, which means a lot of you are going to want to get on there. So I'm going to say this right now, which is probably going to be a glutton for punishment for me, but casting call is now open for Bitch Talk with Bitchcock Season 2. So if you are interested, please privately send me a message and ask respectfully, because again, all you have to do is ask, and I will do my best to give you this opportunity. So Season 2 of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock casting is now open. I cannot wait to see what people reach out so we can give this opportunity for you. We will be starting back up in September, hopefully at the beginning of the month, with a new set, a new revamp, and new ideas. So I just
Yay!
want to say thank you for supporting Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. Now, Miss Slutashia, thank you for being on the show and interviewing me. Do you have anything else before we say goodbye?
I just want to say y'all can follow me on Instagram or on YouTube. I'm about to relaunch my YouTube channel. This is my new YouTube set, and I am so excited to see what's next. What's next for Bitch Talk? I love you, Maliena.
Well, I love you too, and I cannot wait to see what you do next with your YouTube show and your YouTube channel. I know that you were very generous for us, Miss Slutashia, and released a digital concert at the beginning of quarantine, and I am so titillated by it that I hope you do more of those things, just because I have to tell you, I miss your beautiful face, and you are one of my favorite queens to hang out with. So you need to get your ass in drag more often, just so we can see this beauty.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I swear.
Perfect. Well, all of you beautiful boys and girls, thank you again for supporting Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. I hope you've enjoyed this fantastic Freaky Friday episode of Bitch Talk, as we flipped around the positions and broke all the rules. So I hope you've enjoyed getting to know Maliena Bitchcock in a deeper and better manner. Oh my God, I can't talk today. But I cannot wait to see you again for Season 2 as we come back with a bigger bang. Thank you all again for supporting, and we will see you all next time.